Hi, Sheer 7, I'm back. Okay, so today I want to talk about um, attracting certain types of men. Okay, a lot of women get stuck with this issue. Okay, they have a consciousness or they believe in certain things, and they present themselves a certain way, and then they ask themselves, well, why only certain types of guys are attracted to me or approach me? Well, the problem is there are some women who are very conscious, and they wear their hair a certain way, they dress a certain way, they don't go to certain places, they avoid certain places, and they tend to meet the same types of guys over and over. Well, men who are very high up in their careers, men who have lots of money, men who are financially stable and, have maybe their own business or something like that that is very successful, their view of the world is a little bit different than, some people that may be more conscious or aware of, things. So their view is going to be different. Okay, so first off, you're going to have to either, like, if you want these types of guys to approach you, you're going to have to fit the description of what they find attractive. Okay, you're going to have to fit the description of what they find acceptable. So I know this is a little bit hard to hear for some women, because they feel like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and the right person's going to come. But then when you meet someone and they're not willing to, meet your standards, you have to ask yourself, well, what am I attracting, and why am I attracting these type of people? Even if you have to change your look a little bit to get the type of life that you want, doesn't mean you have to change your consciousness. Okay, you can still believe in the same stuff, feel the same way about certain things, but in order to catch a certain type of fish, you need a certain type of bait. You can't go fishing for certain types of fish with the wrong bait. Okay, and this has happened a lot, and I have women writing me all the time, how come this person or this type of person only is attracted to me? Well, and then you need to change your outward appearance to attract certain types of people. Certain types of men are only, or more likely to be attracted to certain women that look a certain way. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything as far as her physical form or her physical look. It has to do with how she dresses, how she wears her hair, how she carries herself, the type of clothes she wears and stuff like that. So you have to be aware of that. If you're after someone who makes a lot of money in the corporate world, and they're gonna have to be able to introduce you to their colleagues or friends, and you can't be looking a certain type of way because you won't fit in to their circle. So you have to remember that if you're looking at yourself and you don't look like you belong with this certain type of person or people, either you have to give yourself a makeover, put something in your closet that you can pull out when you go to hang out with these type of people, or if you want to meet this type of person, you pull that outfit out, you put it on, and do your hair a certain way, and those type of people are going to be attracted to you. Now if you're going for a different type of person, you have a different outfit, a different look, do your hair a different way, do your makeup a different way, and that's the kind of person you're going to attract looking like that. Okay, women have all types of looks. We can attract different types of men with different types of looks that we can create. If I want some crazy person, I would dress crazy. I would dress to draw attention, and that was going to draw the attention of crazy people, and they will come to me and they were like, oh my god, you're so different and I like it. And they'll so, and if you want to attract someone who's conservative and blah 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 blah, you would dress that part. Now a lot of women don't think about this before they go out. They don't think about, what type of man do I want to attract to me today? They just put on something that that they think looks sexy, or that's going to get attention of all men. But you got to think about, what type of man do you really want? So you can't wear this and want to get this classy conservative guy. you know, if you dress like this, you might get the attention of someone else that's not too classy, you know. So you have to kind of understand what you're going for, you know, and also the environment that you choose to go out in. You know, some people aren't even going to be there that you are looking for. They're not going to be in these places. So you have to think about that. A good place to kind of look at all types of people is like a really nice shopping center or a really nice mall, maybe a Galleria or something like that. I went to the Galleria this weekend, and you can see all types of people. You see the people who can afford, you know, the very high-end clothing. You see the people who can't, who just come to look and shop at the regular stores. You see how they act, you see how they dress, you see what they wear, you see how they walk. You know, just go people watch one day. Look how certain people act and walk, and you'll understand what they're attracted to. You might even catch them looking at certain women and not even looking at other women. So you have to understand, I think research is very important when you're trying to, you know, find someone and know what they're attracted to. I mean, you got to research. This is like a real job, you guys. This is not like, oh, well, I hope I find somebody. You got to actually do research. You got to see what they like. You have to sit back and people watch, you know. I watch people even when I'm not really trying to accomplish anything. It's a habit. So I was watching this guy the other day at the mall, and you could tell he had money. I was just watching him, and the way he talked to people, it was like, it's just so refreshing to see how certain people talk to people when they're very sure and confident of themselves and just like have everything they ever wanted, versus someone who's insecure, lacking, and, you know, is still trying to get to a certain point in life. They speak to people very differently. Okay, it's almost like night and day. Okay, so this guy was talking to the saleswoman, and even though she was not the most beautiful woman in the world, in fact, she was not even up there, she wasn't even above a 5, but the way that he talked to her, made her feel like she was the most beautiful girl in the world. And he wasn't trying to flirt or get a good deal or anything, because he had money. But the reason he could talk to her like this and give her, you know, eye contact and respect as a human being, is because he had nothing to lose nor gain from being polite to someone, you know, that was working and trying to help him purchase some expensive item, you know. And they weren't impatient because they had all the time in the world, obviously. And you could just tell that they were very confident and sure of themselves by the way they just carried and spoke to like people, you know. And it was very nice. Now you have some people who are rude, of course. There's going to be wealthy people that's rude all day long. But most of the time, you know, they understand that, you know, there's no reason for a lot of people to be upset in the world when they have everything. So they're going to treat you accordingly. They're going to give you eye contact. They're going to speak with confidence, you know. So you have to also be the same way when you approach, or when someone approaches you and they ask you your name, and you have to look them in the eye, and you have to have that confidence, like we're equals. Okay, I'm not your lesser, we're equals. You know, if you're looking down and like, oh, my name is this, and you know, and all that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, now if I introduce her to my friend, she's like, she's so insecure, they're gonna, you know, no, it's not gonna work. So you have to have that, you know, you have to have that quality about you to attract people who are like that as well. You know what I mean? So and I was walking another time, I was walking next to this really expensive store, and I'm just walking, and I'm about to open the door. This guy walks by real fast. He says, oh, no, it doesn't open till 12, darling. And he just keeps walking. And obviously he knew what time it opened because he shopped there all the time. And I'm like, okay. You know, it's just, you surround yourself in a certain environment with certain types of people. They're going to communicate with you. They're going to speak to you. You're in their vicinity. So unless, you know, you got some, you know, crazy disfigurement, People are going to speak to other people that are around them. That's just logic and mathematics. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to meet certain types of people, you have to get in that area. You have to get in that environment. You have to study them, how they work, how they talk, what they like, what they don't like. You have to watch, okay? And I think it's also a learning experience. You know, I take my kids and we walk around and they see how certain people act, how certain kids act, how this person acts, how this person acts. And then we'll go to another place and they'll be acting all crazy and, you know, just 180-degree difference. And they'll gravitate towards this kind of place, or the nicer place. They don't want to go back to that other place. They're like, you know, they like it and they're going to be used to that. So when they grow up, they're not going to settle for less. They're not going to say, this is okay. They're going to say, no, I want to go here. You know, so they're not going to be easily satisfied. They're going to be picky, which is good, because that means they won't settle for anything less than their parents can provide, which is a good thing. If you're settling for anything less than your parents could provide, then you're kind of going backwards, and they worked for you for nothing. They've gotten you to a certain level for nothing for you to go backwards. Okay, so remember that as well. And as far as for guys, you know, I know a lot of guys hate, you know, hearing women talk about how status, money, and power is important, but that's just facts. Okay, it's really facts. There are going to be some women who don't mind working and stuff like that, but I'm going to put this clip up here, and it's from a friend. It's a man, and he said that he can't believe that some women actually pay for stuff for their men, or work and contribute money to their men. It makes their men feel like less than a man, and it's really looked down upon. I'm going to put that clip somewhere over here. So I think even if you have to work and you're contributing to your household, I don't say anything bad against you. That's the way that America has created their people to think, and there's nothing wrong with if that's how you live. I'm just saying that is not in the correct order that it should be in. Even though it works, it's just the man cannot get the amount of respect that he desires from a woman who is working and giving him money. And the woman who's working and giving the man money does not feel as secure, protected, and cared for by that man that she could be feeling. Do you understand? So even though it works, it does not mean that you're getting the full benefits of having a man in your life or having the woman in your life. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the full benefits that are supposed to occur between woman and man. Okay, if that makes any kind of sense. All you're getting is like help from a roommate and basically, you know, intimacy. You're not getting the full on feeling of being protected and secured by this masculine man, and men are not getting the full you know, experience of being nurtured, loved, and cared for by a feminine woman. You know, they're not getting that because they're taking on each other's roles as far as, you know, work and, you know, contributing and stuff like that. It could be better, let's just say that. Okay. And I know a lot of people are gonna get mad about that, but honestly, if you don't have to work, why would you? You know, if your spouse made enough money to where you never had to work again, why would you work? You know, it wouldn't make sense unless you wanted to. And if you wanted to, then, you know, you're probably not going to have kids as early or as many as you would have had not, you know, working. So you're going to have to make some type of sacrifice there with time as well as, you know, children and stuff like that. So it's all up to you. But, you know, I'm just saying, if you look at, you know, certain aspects of people, some like it, some don't, and it's all up to you. I'm not saying do this or do that. All I'm saying is do what you want to do, and don't be forced to settle for something that you don't agree with. Like, I don't agree with that I have to work, so, you know, if I do work, it's online at home, but I don't agree that I need to go outside of the house and work. Okay, so that's the type of person that I married, who also, you know, was okay with that. So let's keep in mind that we need to be trying to find people that are on the same, you know, level of thinking as far as what we want in marriage or what we want in a relationship. Okay, so thank you guys so much. I know it's look rambly at the end, but you get my point. All right, I'll see y'all. Bye.